All right, guys, the Nebraska Wesleyan University Prairie Wolves, your 2018 NCAA Division III men's basketball champions. We'll introduce them, just starting with head coach Dale Wellman. He's in the middle. It's Cooper Cook on the far left, your right, and Jack Hiller closest to me. So, Coach, do it the same way we did yesterday. Just some thoughts on what turned out to be a great championship game. So you can take it from there.
First of all, congratulations to Oshkosh. What a tremendous basketball team. Got to know Pat a little bit over the past few days. He's a tremendous guy. Obviously, they really made us earn every point that we had today. They did an unbelievable job. We got a bunch of shooters on the team, and it really made us question what we were doing on defense there for a while, but we stuck with it. And, just a great basketball game. I thought our guys, we came out on fire, and both teams, first half, couldn't miss. We talked about it in the locker room. If we were going to win this game, it was going to have to happen on the defensive end. And I thought we came out with a little bit more fire in the second half. We were a little more active. We extended our zone a little bit because they were making everything in the first half. And they have some tremendous shooters. And once we made a few adjustments at halftime in our zone and focused on rebounding on both sides of the basketball, we were able to knock down some shots. I felt comfortable where our offense was. Cutting hard, getting some good looks. I thought the percentages would come around. We didn't shoot great yesterday from the arc. I thought we did a much better job today. We got some rhythm threes and some threes in our offense. Unfortunately, knocked them down.
I'm going to take one more while I got it. Jack, they stormed back. Boots hits those two huge threes, and then you knock one down on the other end to give you guys the lead again. What was that possession like for you?
It was crazy overall. I mean, once they hit that, I thought they really had the momentum going their side, and then I knew we needed a big shot, and luckily the ball found me, and I let it fly, and it fell for us. And once they hit that, our bench started getting up, and our crowd was in it, and I knew that we were going to be okay.
With that, we'll open up for questions.
Coach, when you're playing in a back and forth momentum game like this, what's the conversation like when you have those timeouts and in your huddle with your team?
Well, and we've had that all year. Our guys, and it's really impressed me this year, and it's not something we necessarily teach, but we do talk about it, is to say remain right here, right there in the middle, never get too high, never get too low, no matter who has the momentum, who has the streak at the time. And our guys have showed that throughout this tournament, even yesterday. Being down 7 with 2 minutes to go, no one dropped their chin. And today, I just thought, when we made some shots, guys didn't get overly excited. And when Oshkosh made some shots, we didn't. Body language talks, and we didn't let that affect us. We were obviously playing a good basketball team. Streaks are going to happen, especially when we try to get out and play a little fast. We didn't necessarily do that a lot today, but teams are going to make moves. But it's a national championship game. Teams are going to make shots. We just want to make sure we remain even keeled.
Coach, specifically, they out rebounded you a little bit, took more shots. They broke about every three-point record we have for the Final Four. What were the little things that you had to do to overcome that and stay ahead and ultimately win this game?
Well, and going into the game, we were very concerned with their rebounding. They dominated Ramapo yesterday in rebounding, and Ramapo dominates everybody in rebounding. And we play zone, so we were obviously worried about rebounding. So it was a focus on us. But getting back to it, the little things were just executing our offense, being aggressive. We made a high percentage of threes, but we only took 22. We were trying to get to the rim, trying to back cut, get some good looks, not live and die by the three-pointer. We talked about having diversity on offense, and that's what we mean. I thought we did a good job of mixing it up between some post-ups, some backdoors, some drives, and some threes in the second half. And then just the little things on defense in terms of extending, making it tough on them. And I think we got some key defensive rebounds, even though they did, I think they had 4 offensive rebounds in the second half. Got some key defensive rebounds.
Coach, you just talked about going to the basket more tonight. Was that part of an effort to sort of keep their defense honest so they couldn't just come outside and guard you guys on the three-pointers? Or it seemed like you were very effective going to the basket.
Right, and we wanted to attack it. I think we're best when we're, again, diversifying our offense and driving, posting up. We like to post up all 5 guys out on the court. And once you're able to do those things and back cut, I think it opens up some of the shots from the outside. We don't want to be stuck in doing one thing the entire game, which is part of the reason we play zone. We try to get other teams just to do one thing. And if they hit enough shots, they deserve to win. So we try to diversify our offense and do some other things. And I think that opens up the perimeter a little bit for some good rhythm jumpers within our offense.
Obviously, it just happened, Cooper, but what does it feel like to be a national champion? Just to be able to play a game that was so well played by both teams and to come out ahead.
Yeah, unbelievable. I don't think it will set in for a while. I'm just really proud of this team, these coaches, and everyone worked really hard all year. And, again, 5 guys in double figures tonight. That's been the story for us all year. And, it's hard to stop. And just an incredible feeling overall.
Coach, maybe you can address this. You've got most of this team back next year, so I know you're not really looking at that yet, but you've got to feel pretty good going into next season. You guys are both going to come back, and you've got to feel pretty good going into next year, the nucleus of this team, and with a national championship on the shelf.
Right, yeah, obviously we'll go back and enjoy these, and we'll miss Dion. And we do return everyone else. I mean, he's our only senior, but I don't think his loss can be overstated. In terms of he's a 5th-year senior. He's the vocal leader of this team. He gets everybody going, and that's that's a spot we're going to have to find in the off season. Who's going to step up and fill that vocal role? Yeah, obviously happy with the guys we have, and it's going to put a big X on our back. Obviously, I've never done it. It's probably harder to repeat than to do it for the first time, but it's. We'll enjoy it here for a few months, and we'll start thinking about next year.
Just answer one question. How much of a lift was it when Nate hit the three-pointer right at the end of the first half? I think it was your first lead of the game. How much of a lift was that going into the locker room? Does it make a difference?
Absolutely. I think just the demeanor of our guys changed a little bit as they were jogging off the court a little bit. We talk about not being too high or too low, but they were definitely excited going into the locker room. Not many times can you say, we didn't lead for a single second in the first half, but yet we had the lead at halftime. So I think that was a nice shot, not just a nice shot in the game, but a shot in the arm to get us going into halftime and get us going into the second half.
And then just to ask Coach, 3 years after the school committed fully to D3, moved to the Iowa Conference, what does this do in terms of vindicating that decision and the big choice that the school made to make those changes?
Wow, good question. I haven't really thought about it, I guess, but it's, because I've always even when we had the dual affiliation with NAI, I still always considered ourselves and myself a D3 school and a D3 guy. So, but now that we have been full-time in the Iowa Conference, I think it obviously, and it was obviously a bigger decision than just men's basketball. But we've had a lot of success in some other sports, track and some other sports, but I think it's great, and it's a vindication, and glad it happened. I think it's vindication for these guys too. I don't think they maybe got some of the respect they deserved throughout the entire season and even the Iowa Conference. It's great to come out here and represent the school and the Iowa Conference as well.
This is for Cooper and or Jack, take your pick. You guys, I'm counting 14 games win streak to end the season. I know a few of those were blowouts. 2 of them were overtime. How gassed are your legs right now? 30-some minutes apiece.
Very tired. During our walk around today, I was trying to get some shots up, and everything was short. Last night's game, overtime, obviously, played a lot of minutes. We all did, obviously. And just coming out today, championship game, kind of just your leg came back, championship game. You're not going to have this again unless we do it again, but I'm tired.
Cooper?
Yeah, I'd say the same. But I think a big thing for us is we play fast all year, and we're well conditioned, and we feel like we have the upper hand going down the stretch. And I think you saw that last night and tonight too. But definitely running on adrenaline now, but I'm sure we'll be pretty tired.
Yeah, speaking of adrenaline, I noticed that the first 6 threes of the game, 3 for y'all, 3 for them, fell. What's it do for shooters' confidence? I mean, I guess you can see it on the stat sheet, but when the early shots fall, what's that do for you guys? You're both 3-point shooters. So.
It goes way up, the basket opens up a lot more. Like yesterday's game, my first couple shots weren't falling. Just having good teammates really gave me the confidence, and today hit my first couple shots, and just as a shooter, confidence is, I think, the most important thing.
Yeah, I'd say the same. It definitely helps to have the first one fall, and on the other side of that, they were shooting really well too, and it was kind of frustrating because we looked to kind of force threes in the zone sometimes and contest those, but everything was falling, and we were just kind of weathering the storm a little bit, and we felt really good to be up by 2 at half, and felt like they had played really well, and then going into the second half, we felt like we could make a run.
Just as a follow-up to that, you guys are still a pretty young team. To be able to come out and play with the confidence you have, even when a team's shooting 60% against you guys, when they're coming back, it's happened in many games. What does it take, and what kind of preparation do you do to just keep it together?
Yeah, I think, just confidence all year long and trusting each other. I think this team's really, really tight, and our chemistry is unbelievable, and, it's just trusting each other and knocking down shots, and there's a lot of talent there, but in game situations it's just knocking down shots, I guess.
I think we obviously go along with what Cooper says. We practice all year for big shots. We take a lot of threes. We really try to condition ourselves to come out and do this. And obviously, we're going to return a lot of guys next year, and we'll try to prepare everything the same way, keep these guys' heads level, and knowing we'll have Big X on our back next year.
And Coach Wellman, just any final thoughts? You're going back to Lincoln with a big trophy, so thoughts on the season?
Thoughts on the season? It's been an unbelievable ride. I am not a coach. You can ask these guys, and I might have said it yesterday. I'm probably in the minority. I don't believe in. We don't talk about goals. I don't really believe in goals. I know that's weird to say for a coach. The only thing I said to these guys all year was, let's do something special, which is kind of a vague thing to say. But I thought, having our top 6 scorers return from last season, a lot of minutes, a lot of experience return, I thought we could do something, special, whatever that may be. I didn't know where the ceiling was. And these guys came out, and it's a testament to them that they, busted their hump every day and kind of bought into that goal to let's do something special. And, I felt going into the conference tournament, and even more going into the national tournament, that these guys were really hungry to do something maybe even more special than I envisioned. And their focus had been great in practice and in games. And Coop touched on the chemistry. These guys, it would have been great to have some games in Lincoln. But I think the fact that we were on the road, all three weekends, just brought us so close together and allowed us to just be, even more of a team. We were, you have to be around each other 24 hours a day for 4 days, all those weeks, and I think it was great. And the last thing I'll say is, my first time in this building was in 2003. I came to the Final Four my first year as an assistant coach, and was really impressed with everything then. I didn't really know all about it. Came back here 2 years ago when we had the Johnson's winter, and was really impressed with how everything was run. And then obviously come back here in the final year that's in Salem. And I think I can speak for these guys that not just winning the championship, but everything's been absolutely first class. And thanks to the city of Salem and the NCAA, it's been an unbelievable weekend. You know, you talk, everyone, when we recruit, we talk about having an experience for the student athletes. But for the guys on my team, even the win withstanding, it's been an incredible experience here. So thanks to everybody who made that happen. And again, congratulations to Oshkosh. What a good basketball team.
Thanks, Coach. Cooper, Jack, thanks so much. Congratulations, guys.
Thank you.